It's the Basketball Champions League game between Partizan and PAOK. And we are going to watch the second leg. Remember, the first leg a couple of weeks ago, played in Thessaloniki, Greece, ended up with this Partizan team winning by a couple of points. They actually had a much bigger lead earlier in the game, but PAOK did just enough to keep the game close, and they've given themselves a fighting chance of advancing from the playoff qualifiers to the round of 16. So, what does it all mean? Well, it just means it's just more thrills coming. I'll tell you more about that later. Already last night in the second leg, Karşıyaka winning big. Dinamo Sastri with an incredible aggregate scoreline victory. They lost the game but advanced. AEK Athens also won their game. And EVE Baskets Oldenburg winning to advance. Now, tonight, in addition to this game, MHP Reason against Maccabi Ran Media, Strasbourg against Aris, and Umanarai Venezia against Ventspils. Hey, I recognize that man sitting up there in the crowd. Seeing a lot of familiar faces here. Fans, former athletes, former players coming to watch the basketball at the Pioneer. PAOK, well, Chrysikopoulos didn't have a great first game, but always possible that he could get it going in the second. Antonis Konouris, the impressive young guard, Thaddeus McFadden, but how about Jordan Seibert and Jonas Painters and Keith Clanton? These guys are crucial, as well as Thaddeus McFadden. They are crucial for this PAOK team to get any type of result tonight. You think they have to come out and play big, bring energy on both ends of the floor. They were crucial in their comeback the other night, which has given them a fighting chance to get into the round of 16. For Partizan, it's a deep team, terrific players, and Novica Veličković is in the lineup tonight, so that's good news. He's had his injury problems. Uroš Lukovic, the big center down the bottom. Adin Vrabac, Branislav Rakovica, Stefan Bercevic, the Olympic silver medal winner from last season. You know, all the way up and down that lineup, Coach Žikic has a lot of weapons. And of course, I didn't even mention William Hatcher, a terrific player, their best player in the opening leg, without a doubt. So Coach Markopoulos, and here we've got a packed Pioneer. Partizan have an amazing tradition, and anybody that knows anything about basketball will tell you this is one of the most raucous environments in all of basketball. And I dare say it's a real honor that to be able to call their games, because it's just going to be wall-to-wall excitement, end-to-end excitement, and I've got a feeling they're going to come out like a house on fire tonight and really give these fans a real treat. But PAOK, they had a real determined look in their face when they walked off the court a couple of weeks ago. They felt disappointed that they didn't play as well as they had expected, had anticipated. And, you know, if it was ever time for PAOK to come up with a huge performance, that time is now. We've already seen them go on the road at the end of the regular season and win a game they had to win at Ventspils to get into this situation here tonight, to get into the playoff qualifiers. They've got to come out with another big performance, and I reckon we're going to see the best of PAOK tonight. The fans of both PAOK and Partizan, it's like a big family. They really get along. Anybody that follows these two teams and you watch the first game, it was like a love affair. The fans from both teams going back and forth throughout the game. It was a lot of fun, just a terrific atmosphere. And it's in the Basketball Champions League. This inaugural season, these two teams have ended up meeting each other in the playoff qualifiers. So the Partizan players now being introduced. And Vrabac, you'll recall, has had some big shots this year. Rakovica, of course, got the ball inside to Bercevic at the very beginning of the season as they won their game right at the death in their season opening game. when they were playing at MHP Reason in Ludwigsburg. So it looks like Coach Zikic may not be at the game tonight. So Kanak will instead be calling the shots unless Zikic is going to be a late show. We hope everything's okay from that standpoint for Partizan. And we'll be getting a look at the starting fives for these two teams here in just a minute. There's Veličković, the Serbia international. Of course, he was a game day MVP this week. And very popular. And that guy's a winner, folks. Both of those guys are winners, in fact. Referees tonight from France, Ukraine, and Spain: Eddie Vaidor, Sergei Zashuk, and Luis Miguel Castillo La Roca. Starting five for PAOK will be Conyers, Margaritas, Seibert, Panos, and Clanton. Sulis Markopoulos, the veteran coach of PAOK. Well, he's had a roller coaster ride this season. He's really had to tweak his lineup, his roster, and I think there's a lot of credit owed to him for getting his team this far, because they had some very difficult moments. Starting five for Partizan: Robinson, Vrabac, Majstorovic, Bercevic, and Stefan Pot tonight. So it looks like we may also be missing William Hatcher. And sure enough, Nenad Chanak is going to be calling the shots tonight from the bench. Stefan Pot also getting the minutes. PAOK fans enjoying the atmosphere. And we have been getting word from Serbia, in fact, that both Zikic and William Hatcher have called in sick tonight. They must be really feeling unwell not to be able to play in a game of this magnitude. So once again, Partizan's depth will be tested. So Chanak actually was coaching in the Serbian Cup over the weekend. And he also had to coach a game during the regular season. So it's not something he's unfamiliar with, but it could be a factor. Don't forget, with Markopoulos, perhaps the savvy veteran, maybe that's an advantage that they would have, but you never know. I mean, maybe Chanak is the next hottest thing in basketball, and here's an opportunity for him to come out and show how to get things done. But goodness me, it's a difficult position for him to step into the breach. And also without Hatcher, the proven scorer, that is a tough pill to swallow. Led them in scoring in the opening leg. In fact, looking back at the opening leg, Hatcher had 27 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. He was quite frankly, he was about as good as you could be. And I really felt like, I mean, had you had a vote from the opening legs, he could have been the MVP of the week. I mean, he was that good. So to be missing him in this situation tonight, it is a blow for Partizan. But this is what it's all about, folks. It's about squad depth. Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to Belgrade, Serbia. We're in the Pioneer, and it's the Basketball Champions League. And the game between Partizan and PAOK, and a strong move inside by Margaritas. And the drive inside and the miss. Margaritas with the rebound. Also called the Alexander Nikolic Hall. And Penas drills the three-pointer from the left, the Latvia international. And Chanak is certainly not the start that he wanted. We've seen PAOK have some slow starts, but you're without your star point guard, Hatcher. I would say your real leader. You're without your coach, and now you're trailing 5-0. No problema, says Stefan Pot. He drives right down and scores with the left hand. Nobody stepped over to help out on defense. Konjuris pushes it quickly up, crosses midcourt. No look pass over to Penas from the right, and this time. The Baltic basketballer misses, but the interception by Jordan Seibert almost turned it over there with his pass to Konjuris. Robinson playing defense. Now Clanton. I tell you, the more you watch Clanton, the more you appreciate him. Penas. Now Margaritas open for three, and had a wide open look, but he missed everything. Stefan Pot has been able to fill in as well this season and play big minutes for Partizan, so he will not be quaking in his boots right now. Be comfortable out there. Majstorovic bounce pass, and Robinson missed the reverse layup. No, they could not be getting better shots, really, Partizan, early on. Jordan Seibert steps back for three. Good! Another three-pointer for PAOK. 6-point advantage. And you can hear the atmosphere is quite incredible. Now the turnover. Margaritas brings it across midcourt. Seibert for three, and that time off the front of the rim. Seibert's three-pointer right at the end of the first game cut the deficit from 5 to 2 points in the overall scheme of things, in the aggregate score. And right now you can see on the score line throughout the game, you'll see both the game score and the aggregate score. So right now it's PAOK on top by 4 on aggregate. Fascinating. Oh, nice interception there by Clanton. He read the pass, the big fella. Konjuris drives in, and Majstorovic goes down, is helped up. Now, early in the season, Stefan Pot played a lot of minutes. And so a look at that play again. Excuse me, late in the season he played a lot of minutes, not early in the season. And see Bercevic picking up the foul. He played 20 minutes against Solnak Olaj, had 13 points. And then in the last game of the season, he played 26 minutes against Dinamo Sasri and had 8 points and 9 assists. So you're not talking about just any reserve point guard. He's pretty good. Conras doesn't get the ball back in time to launch the three. It's a shot clock violation. But Partizan, the question is, are they a little bit worried about the start of this game? Because we're already 3 minutes and 20 seconds into it, and they've only got a couple of points on the board. Bercevic for three, off the back of the iron, and Majstorovic with the rebound now over to Robinson, and he puts it up too hard. And Chanak just kind of look of frustration over there on the bench. And long one is good. And Seibert and PAOK in celebratory mood. Margaritas now has the 5, but again, look at Seibert just wide open and drills it. Let's listen to the coach. See how he tries to turn this around.
Strong five. Okay. Strong five. Još jedan faul donosim. Hajde, ovo zaradimo jedno. Dajde. Hajde, bre. Hajde, bre. Izmeni se malo, bre. Hajde, svi ko jedan. Press, full press. Baseline trap against Keith. Against attack the middle. Stay aggressive. Stay aggressive.
You heard the coach, stay aggressive, stay aggressive. That is the message from Morkopoulos. And you know, from one game to the next, the thing about the tie is you are going to have a situation here where you have a chance to evaluate how things are going in the first game, and you're going to make adjustments. And now the turnover, and it looks like PAOK have the bit between the teeth right now. They're up 9, and they're passing around. Panis, Shea's going to take another three. It's going to front and back of the rim, stay out. Now the pass, Majstorovic catches it, but traveling is the call against Partizan. Well, it certainly hasn't gotten any quieter in here. I mean, there's still a lot of noise. And PAOK seem to be comfortable. And Margaritas, oh, he got inside. He tried to pass it back out to Painish, but it goes out. And now another opportunity for Partizan. A foul has been called. And there is one school of thought that PAOK, even though they're up by 9 points, they should be up by even more. And you wonder if the missed opportunities are going to come back to roost, come back to haunt them. There's Gleniadakis looking on. Joros Lukovic in the game. Here he is catching the ball, the big center. Interesting matchup with him and Keith Clanton. It goes to Joros Lukovic, and he jams it home, the alley-oop. Well, immediately off the bench, making an impact. And just like the first game, Lukovic played extremely well in the fourth quarter. Now Seibert puts up a three. Painish gets it on the baseline now. Clanton misses right under the basket, and you wonder if he was affected by Lukovic. So Lukovic suddenly the X factor. And Andrić, who's come in, misses, but Lukovic there for the offensive rebound, and he is fouled by Clanton. So, question is, with Lukovic, how many minutes can he give you before he has to go back to the bench? Because he hasn't been, he's had some niggles, some injuries. But you can see the aggregate score line right now is 85-80. And now McFadden, big-time scorer, has checked into the game for PAOK. Now here is Lukovic, big number 55, and he misses the first one. Frank Robinson, with his headband, takes his seat. Velickovic is yet to check into the game, but should be forthcoming, you would imagine. Novica Velickovic. Branislav Rakovica is in the game, the backup point guard. Now Bercevic gets the offensive rebound, and incredibly, Partizan have come away with no points. That trip down the floor. Now offensive foul called on Margaritas, trying to set the screen. Watch this. They're set to pick. Rissikopoulos is now coming into the game. Margaritas picked up his first foul there. Rissikopoulos letting his hair grow out a little bit. He's got the new look going. Markopoulos, always suave and sophisticated over on the sidelines. McFadden reached in and forced the turnover. Very careless ball handling from your point guard, Rakovica. And McFadden, well, he usually comes off the bench to provide a little bit of offense with a jumper, but now he's bringing it on the defensive end. There he is. You know, joined this club in mid-season. He's really been a positive addition. And then the bump. Nope, they're going to say the referee is called Seibert for stepping out of bounds. Look at Markopoulos. Always wearing the suit, and Chanak has got that concerned look on his face, because this is a competition that Partizan believe that they can at least go very deep in, if not win it. They've got high hopes, and right now they're in some trouble. I mean, they're down 5 on aggregate, losing 11-4 in the game. Brabac. He's going to put it up, and the lefty knocks down the two-pointer. His foot was on the line. So Adin Brabac comes up with a long jump shot. Now Seibert gets to the lane, uses his body well, and goes in there amongst the trees. Lukovic was in his way, and Seibert banked it in. Now Andrić, good shooter, passes to Bercevic for 3. And Janis Penas gets the rebound. And McFadden and Seibert, I think possibly this is potentially the best team that PAOK can put on the floor. And McFadden got away with one there, trying to make the interior pass, and Partizan not reading it. Just 6 points so far in the game for Partizan. Here are 2 of them. McFadden gets to Seibert. Good! Another jump shot from Jordan Seibert. And you know, Jordan, with a name like that, you got to play well, don't you? He drills it mid-range, late in the shot clock. Now Velickovic has come into the game trying to give his team a lift. And Keith Clanton the leading rebounder in the competition, comes down with it. Clanton not able to get it that time. It was Rakovica who got it. Andrich, his pass intercepted by Thaddeus McFadden. He passes to Seibert, takes his time, puts it off the back of the rim. And how in the world did Andrich not come up with that ball? McFadden's going to turn, he's going to shoot, and he's going to make it. 18-6, and PAOK have come out like a house on fire tonight. They are really bringing it here in Belgrade. So 18-6, Chanak is looking a mixture of being annoyed, frustrated, angry. He wants his team to kick it into a higher gear. Now, Veličković was fouled. And Veličković goes to the line and makes it. Makes this, he gets it back to an 8-point deficit on aggregate, and he does. McFadden over to Panish. He goes right down the lane, but he misses the layup. He looks at the ref as if to say, I got fouled, but Veličković takes it quickly, gets it to Gisu Andrich, and he drills the three-pointer. And with 1:18 remaining, Markopoulos has decided, let's stop this run cold in his tracks. Calls timeout. Look at, after making the free throws, Veličković pushed it, and he got it over to Andrich.
Everybody go to your players. Don't allow any shots from the front of the point line. Come back, play defense.
1 minute.
Don't allow.
Strong. 1 minute. Every detail matters. 1 minute.
You got to play some motion. Okay? You open. Open. Okay? Open. You stand from here and move out.
Gradi, ajde. Sve što prolazi. Ajde. Partizan, ajde.
So that tells a story in itself. Andrich now the top scorer for Partizan after making his first shot, a three-pointer. They've struggled offensively here in the opening quarter, but you know, Partizan have it. They've got that self-belief, that little bit of magic. When things start to go well, they can really pour in the points, and that's exactly what Markopoulos is aware of, and he wanted to get his players' attention. You heard him talk about, we've got to get back on defense. Panish wide open, and Lukovic went up and brought the ball down with those big hands. Now Stefan Polk back in, hands it off to Lukovic, and now the interior pass, and the pump fake got Seibert off his feet, and Andrich has earned a trip to the free throw line. Wonder if Panish is coming out for that quick three attempt at the other end. Meanwhile, the veteran Soklas has come in. The bearded Soklas. And Andrich makes the first free throw. Well, this Pioneer Arena has seen some amazing basketball games over the years, whether it's been Serbia, former Yugoslavia, Crvena Zvezda, Partizan. McFadden drives in and draws the foul. Good job from him. Akavica picks up the first foul. Here's McFadden. Replay. You know, the regular season we had 14 games, and PAOK only won 7 of theirs. So they were really almost not making it. They were living dangerously. Seibert with a really long 3, and it was too hard. Puck now with the rebound, pushes it quickly, gets it back. Now Veličković drives in, puts it up and in. The captain, the man on a mission. He is bringing the inspiration tonight, isn't he? He's feeling it. Well, PAOK could not have asked for a better start to the game, but they are only winning now in this game 18-16, and look at that. The aggregate score is now tied. And Shanak is breathing a little easier. 8.5 seconds remaining in the quarter. McFadden over to Hristokopoulos, open for 3 and shoots it over the rim. I'll tell you what, right now the team that has all the momentum is Partizan, and perhaps at the end of the quarter, it's good that it did finish for PAOK because they were starting to lose the grip on things. They lead in the game 18-16, but were knotted overall.
Start the action and play man to man. What's the problem? Finish good. We pick around. Hey, space the floor. Space.
So you can see PAOK with those 4 3-pointers. That's been a big part of their weapon. Just one made so far for Partizan, but Partizan getting to the line, doing some damage. And also Partizan helping themselves on the glass, out-rebounding PAOK 12-8. Partizan have turned it over 7 times. So they've been their own worst enemy in that respect because they're on pace for 28 for the game, and that's not going to fly. So interestingly, with how are they doing with the leading rebounder in the competition, Clanton? Well, so far Clanton tonight has got a couple rebounds in 10 minutes. So I think you'd probably say it's a pretty decent job of keeping him off the glass. Remember, folks, it's the playoff qualifier, and Partizan won the first leg 2 weeks ago, and that was in Greece and Thessaloniki. PAOK played very well in the second half of that game. Now, Partizan without Coach Zikic, who's ill. We hope he's feeling better, probably having watched the end of the first quarter there. And William Hatcher is unwell. So we'll hope both of those guys get back to good health here as soon as possible. Sokolas picks up his second foul. There's a future Partizan player without question. He's just got that look about him, doesn't he? Frank Robinson back in the game. He gets inside and he was stopped by Seibert and then blocked by Hristokopoulos. And now we've got a stoppage in play by the referee. To check something. So how will PAOK respond? They had that that big early lead, and it's disappeared. Now Soklas puts up a 3, misses, and McFadden does a terrific job of bringing the ball down. The long rebound, one of the things that happens on those missed free throws. Christopoulos, shot clock winding down. They've got to hurry. They get it up, but that's going to be off the back of the rim. And then Christopoulos challenges on the glass, picks up the foul. That's his second. And you're just seeing a snippet of what really kind of bothers him. I mean, you can see that it didn't look like he made that much contact. But his emotions sometimes get the better of him. Rakovica. Over to Pot. Now back to Rakovica for 3. That's off to the right. Oh, it's an air ball, and it went straight into the hands of Lukovic. He's going to claim that was a pass, but there's no way. Jokingly, of course. So now Partizan back on top by 2 on aggregate, and Clanton has picked up his second foul, so he will go to the bench. Now Gleniadakis comes into the game. Rakovica goes out. Gleniadakis, the big man, comes in for PAOK. Have yet to see the Serbian point guard Nenad Mijanovic for PAOK. Could be that he won't come in until the second half. Stefan Pot drives in, and a foul called. Is it on Gleniadakis? It is indeed his first. So that was the shot, the air ball, and Lukovic was in the right place at the right time, and Pot now makes it. Don't cry. Look at the fans dancing, bouncing up and down. Second free throw is good as well. There, Nenad Mijanovic is actually going to come in now, so he's going to replace Seibert. And Mijanovic, big moment here, playing in front of his compatriots back in Serbia. He wants to make the most of it. McFadden puts up the jump shot, and offensively things are not working now for PAOK. And the reach and the foul on Mijanovic. So they've already committed a lot of fouls here, and Partizan are taking free throws the rest of the way. That is a worrying development for PAOK. So Robinson goes to the line, and Mijanovic talking to Soklas. Robinson makes him pay. There's Jamont Gordon, signed recently by Partizan. And nice stroke from Robinson. And now the aggregate lead for Partizan is 6 points. What a turnaround to the game we have. It's been a long time since PAOK scored. Christopoulos gets in the lane, misses, gets it back, and puts it up. And instead of going strong, he tried to flick it up there, and it stayed out. Velickovic, the man that really kind of turned things around and sparked this Partizan team, has drawn another foul. And you've got to really respect it, because you get the feeling that Velickovic is carrying a few knocks right now. He's not feeling 100%, but he knows how to play the game. So the last basket, as Velickovic makes the free throw by PAOK, was scored with was scored with 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter by McFadden. It was a three-pointer. So they've got a little bit of a drought now. Almost going 5 minutes without a basket. Robinson picks up the foul. So Partizan really threatening to pull away here. McFadden with the bounce pass. Glenadaka's pump fake, goes up, wants the foul, isn't called. He's not getting any love from the refs. The ball goes out of bounds, but with 6 seconds on the shot clock, it remains PAOK ball. Mijanovic, the jump shot, finally get one to fall. PAOK, it was a 2. And the turnover, Vrabac just kind of made an errant pass. Soklas over to Mijanovic, puts up a little runner. Now Velickovic, we've seen this before, haven't we? Him pushing it up the floor quickly, gets it back, puts it up, and this time is denied. But Robinson picks up the loose ball and draws the foul. So the foul called on Margaritas. Well, a lot of bare-chested fans up there watching this game, swinging their shirts in the crowd. Robinson really bricked the second one. Don't know what happened on that one. And the lead is 25-20 in this second leg. Soklas, brought by Robinson. Soklas gets inside. Margaritas hits the three-pointer. Well, that was just what the doctor ordered over on the PAOK bench. Bounce pass, beautiful play. Vrabac, Adin Vrabac banks it in. McFadden left open, and he hits PAOK's second straight three-pointer. Back to a three-point game on aggregate. Velickovic left open. That was off the back of the rim. And foul called on Lukovic as he crashed the offensive boards. So Andrić and Bertovic are going to come back into the game. I'll tell you, Glenadaka's perhaps fortunate not to get a foul called on that drive. That was Margaritas hitting the first of 2 consecutive threes. And PAOK, who were looking out of sorts, starting to get their mojo back a little. Glenadaka's open. Well, he had to take that shot. He was wide open. And now a foul called on Andrić. Shooting foul. And he's asking the referee why it's a shooting foul. He didn't think he was going up. Here he is, follows the shot. Wow, that's a strange one. I don't understand either, to be honest. Didn't look like he was in the shooting motion. And Markopoulos looks as if he knows perhaps he got away with one there. So back to a 2-point game on aggregate. I mean, it's a fascinating encounter. And Gliniadakis makes just 1 of 2. And now Janis Penis is called for the foul on Lukovic. Takes exception, but Lukovic will go to the line. This is what happens when you've got 5, you get that early foul trouble. Watch this. Yeah, he was saying that he was wrapped up by Lukovic. Lukovic takes advantage and buries the first free throw. But he misses the second. Mijanovic out to McFadden, and McFadden hits another three-pointer. And just like that, PAOK back in front here in the second leg, and we are all tied up on aggregate. Well, we saw the 16-0 run by Partizan, and it started to look like things were going to get out of hand for PAOK. But here they are. They've come right back and taken the lead in the leg and knotted it on aggregate. Partizan 7 of 19 from the floor. PAOK 11 of 31. Kubica, guarded by McFadden. McFadden's got the hot hand right now. Although it's Seibert that's leading the way in scoring with 10. And now Mijanovic reaches in, knocks it away. He's got the open floor. He makes the bounce pass, and Penis puts it up and in. And boy, Mijanovic looked good on that one, didn't he? He pushed it quickly, and Penis, that's his game. He likes to get out and run. 7 steals for PAOK. And now the unsportsmanlike foul has been called on Andrić. So 2 shots and possession for PAOK. And as good as they looked in that 16-0 run, they're looking just as bad. And again, it's Penis who just does so many things so well. Now watch this. He's got an interesting, he's going to bounce it once. Sometimes he'll just take it and shoot the free throw without the bounce. That time he does take the bounce and make it, and Shannock is a little bit ticked off. So there Penis doesn't take the dribble, and he makes it. And that was Mijanovic who just intercepted the pass and delivered it to perfection to Penis. And now PAOK have really turned this thing around. It's been a game of runs so far. McFadden. Bounce pass. And then Clanton gave it up. And then very perhaps fortuitously, Margaritas put it up and was bumped by Velečković, so he'll get a couple of free throws. But surely Clanton, if he had that back, he would go up and shoot it. Margaritas makes the first. I mean, if you're a center like Clanton, he is a good a good passing center, but you're right under the basket. Surely you've got to go up with it. Well, Margaritas makes 1 of 2, but it is a 5-point lead for PAOK on aggregate in this playoff qualifier. Remember, they lost the first game at home 2 weeks ago by a couple of points. Drive the penetration, and Rakovica puts it up and in. Well, maybe this will be the start of a Partizan run. And now the turnover by Mijanovic, stolen by Rakovica. Veličković. Pass goes off the hands of Stefan Pot. I think that's a catch, really, that Stefan Pot needs to make. Now Margaritas, another 3, and he hits it. And Margaritas hits a 3-pointer. It's an 8-point lead. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Stefan Pot wide open. And a rebound with authority from Margaritas, but he was falling out of bounds, was able to get it to Mijanovic. And now McFadden says, I'm going to take it up top. Let's run play Z. Oh, no, it's going to be the alley-oop pass to Keith Clanton, and PAOK have surged ahead into a 10-point lead. Veličković. Open for 3, misses. And Stefan Pot rebounds over McFadden. Now Rakovica attempts the 3 and misses. And a third try after the offensive rebound by Veličković. And boy, what a play that turned out to be, because now Clanton has picked up his 3rd foul. And the specter of Lukovic coming back into the game is not good for the opposition. Veličković comes out. Hasn't really been a factor tonight. Well, Veličković was probably the best player in the first quarter, and showing signs that he's going to turn it up a notch here late in the second, with Partizan needing a spark, to put it mildly. Still no sight of Jamon Gordon on the court. Veličković makes both free throws and gets it back to an 8-point deficit. Majstorovic, the other center, is spectating. Margaritas has really provided some offense tonight. Just looking at his numbers. 9 points, 3 rebounds. Now inside to Clanton. Well, they're going to leave him in the game, and he's going to make it. Kind of a risky strategy to leave your big man out there. In fact, I'm looking at the stats now, and it says he's only got 2 fouls, so maybe that graphic was wrong. In any event, offensive foul called on Veličković. He was going hard, kind of lowered his shoulder. So that's now his 2nd foul. Watch this. Panis is guarding him. Panis does a good job of moving his feet. I really like the length of Panis. I mean, tonight he's shown us everything. There's Risakopoulos. Takes his seat now. So they've got Mijanovic, Seibert, Panis, and McFadden and Clanton. Painter's bumped. Are they going to let it continue? No, they're going to say it was before the shot. And now Veličković picks up his third foul. And that is a worrying sign because, first of all, again, he doesn't look entirely comfortable out there from an injury standpoint. He's going to take a seat with 3 fouls. And the trainers, the physios, are going to have to get busy on Veličković to try to pick him up. I mean, the guy is giving everything he's got. And right now, Partizan in a little bit of trouble. And you just wonder if PAOK are going to be able to take advantage of this, because they've got the wind in their sails right now. So they have gone back on top now by 12 points. They have a 10-point lead on aggregate, and alarm bells are ringing down the street here in Belgrade. And now the turnover forced by Miljanovic. McFadden couldn't get the pass back. Oh, they're going to pass inside, and it's going to go out of bounds. You got to watch Miljanovic. He'll pick your pocket. They've got 13 steals, PAOK. And McFadden almost picked off another one. Andrić for 3. And McFadden has it, and they're in no rush. He's going to take his time going up the floor. So in the final 30 seconds of the first half, it's PAOK in the ascendancy. McFadden's going to put it up, and he's going to hit it. The lead on aggregate is now 13 points. Partizan in a spot of bother here in the Pioneer, and Shanak is going to have to regroup with his players at halftime. Almost a turnover. The ball, pump fake, ends up with Pot, and he misses. And then Pot had to be careful there, coming from behind over the back. Nothing called, and boy, what a strange first half. PAOK, though, lead it 47-32 as Partizan trudge off the court in some trouble here in the second leg of this playoff qualifier. Team in white trails by 13 points on aggregate. So PAOK, how are they doing it? Well, they've got 9 3-pointers. That is scintillating. And just 1 for Partizan. 9 of 21. And, you know, they've also done a better job on the boards in the second quarter there. They're still trailing a little bit overall. And the 13 turnovers have not helped Partizan. That's 7 in the first quarter and 6 in the second. I'll tell you, I've seen a lot of games from PAOK this season, and the way things are going for them right now, you just wonder, is this a team that is starting to peak at the right time? Because they were anything but excellent early on. They've really had their struggles, and we saw some struggles from them in this game. But when they start becoming disruptive on defense, when they've got especially McFadden, Janis Panis, Seibert out on the court, Margaritas, and Clanton, and also Miljanovic. I have to give credit to him. He's played well tonight. They are a team, a force to be reckoned with. And the problem, the main problem that I see for Partizan right now is they don't have Hatcher. I mean, the guy scored 27 points in the first leg, and he doesn't feel well, and he can't play in this one. And also Partizan, clearly, no offense to Shanak, but, you want to have your head coach, Zikic, for this game. He's out. And then the inspiration, everything that Novica Veličković gives you, he's played his heart out in the first half, but he just doesn't look 100% healthy. And worrying signs indeed right now for Partizan, but they've still got 20 minutes to go, so you be sure that you're here for the start of the second half. Well, 47-32 is the lead for PAOK over Partizan here in Serbia, and it is quite a margin, because that has given them a 13-point lead on aggregate. Remember, this Partizan team won the first leg by 2 points, but actually in that game they led by as many as 13 points. So it just goes to show you how things can turn around in the course of a tie. You know, the player absentees and the coaching absentees for Partizan, I mean, they've had some type of illness that swept through the team at the absolute worst time. Now, we've talked about William Hatcher not being here with he had the 27 points last week. We've talked about Coach Žikic missing the game. We've talked about Veličković not really at 100%, but given everything he's got. But, you know, also Vanja Marinković isn't playing tonight. Koprivica is not playing tonight for Partizan. So, you know, they've apparently got stomach viruses as well. So really for Partizan, it's all about digging deep and trying to, you know, get a result. And for PAOK, you know, you've got a great opportunity to get a big road win and to get into the round of 16. Now, what's interesting about the round of 16 for both of these teams is the team that is lying in wait. And what a tantalizing prospect it's going to be for both of them, because the winner of this tie is going to advance to face the Iberostar Tenerife from Spain. So that means at some point a trip to the Canary Islands. Now, the good news about that is the Canary Islands, I mean, who doesn't want to go to the Canary Islands? But the bad news is Iberostar Tenerife, one of the best teams in this competition. But first things first, you got to win this game. And right now, at least for PAOK, you would think things are looking pretty good, but 13 points can disappear very quickly. And that's what they've got, the lead on aggregate, 13 points, especially the way that Partizan play. But they're going to have to dig deep, as we've talked about, without so many players, because of the dreaded stomach virus. There it is, the aggregate score line down at the bottom. That's the score really that you've got to keep your eye on. 121 to 108 in favor of PAOK. Now McFadden puts up a three. Good! Boy, he has started on fire already. And now the steal from McFadden. He's going to go in. He's going to lay it up. And PAOK are absolutely flying. McFadden already with 17 points. And this Partizan crowd is stunned. Stefan Pop gets in the lane, puts it up off the back of the rim. Majstorovic with the rebound. Arin Vrabac gets it back, bounce pass to Berjevic, who puts it up and draws the foul. And boy, I tell you, Berjevic right now has really got to raise his game and bring something to the team. He's been anonymous to this point. He did a good job there of actually drawing the foul. So he goes to the line. And misses the free throw. Oh, what a difficult night for Shanak and for Berjevic. He's got the big goose egg right now. He's got no points. Look at that. He's averaging 12.1 points per game. Finally calms down, makes the second. Will that be the start of a comeback? Partizan have come back from 17 points down before. Will they do it tonight? That's the question. Ljenovic. And also, what about PAOK? How are they going to continue to play this game? Well, the reach and the foul called on Berjevic late in the shot clock. Excuse me, the foul called on Robinson. Hanan Shanak. Worried look over there on the sidelines. I mean, he's not playing with a full deck of cards tonight. He doesn't have his stars, some of the stars. Oh, behind the back pass. What a play from Mijanovic to Risikopoulos. Write that one down as one of your top 5 plays perhaps for the week. It was a nice one. And the penetration and the drive, and punt gets the foul from Seibert. Look at Mijanovic behind the back. There it is. You can't see it enough, can you? And Risikopoulos says, thank you very much. I'll just go up and collect a couple of points. And if anybody knows this thing isn't over, it's that man right there. A basketball game lasts 40 minutes. A basketball tie lasts 80 minutes. And right now, we have played 62 of the 80 minutes. So a long way to go. And now Mijanovic almost turned it over with Robinson sticking his hand in there. There's 10 seconds on the shot clock. And another foul called out on the perimeter, this time by Storovic, his second. I mean, the tempting thing for PAOK would be to maybe take time off the clock every time down, but then you don't want to stop. You can't stop playing. You got to play the way that has allowed you to get the lead, especially with this much time on the clock. And a foul called from behind on Mijanovic there. So another foul. Well, PAOK seemed to pick up a lot of fouls early in the quarters. Stefan Pott. Nobody's really been able to stand up to be counted yet for Partizan. And again, a reach and a foul called. And Bercevic, even though it's backwards to the basket, has earned a trip to the free throw line. This is what the coach is saying, Morkopoulos. He's like, no way was that a shot attempt. But come on, Morkopoulos. You're leading by 17 points on aggregate, 19 in the game. You don't want to complain about anything. Bercevic goes to the line and makes the first one. Gorakovica looking on from the sidelines. Bercevic makes just 1 of 2, but PAOK unable to rebound it. So it could be a big trip down the floor for Partizan. Majstorovic open, and his jump shot no good. Pott inbounds it. Now he triggers a break. He gets it to Mijanovic. He's going to go all the way, but hustling Frank Robinson gets the block. And now it's Partizan, and they turn it over. Calm down, guys. Mijanovic. No, Partizan missed an opportunity there. Risikopoulos quickly inside now. Mijanovic to Clanton, and he thought about going with the behind the back pass. And what are you doing, Keith Clanton? I don't think he knows what he's doing. He falls down. Robinson quickly to Adin Vrabac, and he goes up for the layup. And quickly Clanton, and again the rejection. Great hustle from Partizan, and Clanton needs to go up and dunk that ball with authority. Partizan, the magic is back. Pott, the jump shot. A lot of rim. Now Adin Vrabac for 3, and that was short. And again, the long rebound goes out to the perimeter. 4 minutes in, and suddenly things not looking quite so bad for Partizan. Shot clock going down. Are they going to get a shot off? No, they are not. And PAOK, boy, did everything they could on that occasion to allow Partizan to get more points, but Partizan just couldn't take advantage. Good hustle getting on the floor there from Nenad Miljenovic. And also Hrzikopoulos diving in there. Boy, look at this. That was Bercevic that got the block on Clanton. Miljenovic passes over to McFadden. When are we going to see Janis Painter back in? There's McFadden, baseline, and he traveled. I thought he stepped out of bounds, but referee said he traveled. Now Majstorovic drives in, scores with his left hand. Now it's a 12-point deficit on aggregate. And McFadden was fouled by Majstorovic. And that is team foul number 4 here in the third quarter. And it's the third foul, Majstorovic. Well, we've seen some crazy, crazy games involving these teams this season and overall in the Basketball Champions League. I wouldn't rule anything out from happening. Seibert hits the jump shot. Back to a 14-point lead overall. 16 here in the game. Bercevic. And Stefan Pot comes down with the ball, puts it up, and misses with the follow, and Clanton gets those big paws on it, passes it over to Miljenovic. Oh, the pass, Clanton gets it back outside to McFadden, and he hits the three. Oh, that is a killer for Partizan. They had some momentum, but PAOK have come right back, and boy, oh boy, has that man has he come to play tonight. McFadden is unreal. 20 points for him. He is 6 of 8 from three-point range. And as a team, PAOK are 10 of 21 from long range, or excuse me, 10 of 21 inside the arc, 11 of 24 from three-point range.
Okay, okay. Hey, now you are ready against zone. Hey, against zone.
12 steals for PAOK, just 3 for Partizan.
You supposed to take the ball. You let to cut the side.
No look pass. Say no look pass.
Well, that was terrific hustle down the floor from Bercevic. They got it. They got the deficit down to 12 points on aggregate. But this PAOK team is showing us something tonight. They've extended the lead back to 17 points on aggregate with that flurry of points. McFadden had that three-pointer there, and before that, Seibert hit the jump shot. An offensive foul called on Majstorovic. That'll be foul number 4 on him. And that is coming out of a timeout. That is not a good sign. They just stepped in too late. And Majstorovic comes out, and Lukovic has to come back into the game. Conyores hasn't played much tonight. Hands it off. McFadden. To Clanton. McFadden, another three. Good! We are seeing one of the brilliant three-point shooting performances of the season. McFadden right now is on fire. 7 of 9 from three-point range. He's got it again, but this time he gives the bounce pass to Seibert, who goes up for the two-handed jam. (64-40), 22 points, the lead on aggregate. And the foul on Conyores. I don't think anybody in their wildest imagination thought that PAOK could be leading by 24 points in the second leg with 3:13 remaining here in the third quarter. All you can do if you're Partizan is keep playing. You just got to keep playing hard. Try to push the ball in transition. Maybe some shots will start to fall. But the thing about it now for PAOK is they've been watching those shots fall all day long, and they are loose as a goose. They are looking comfortable. Now, Andrich is checked back into the game, trying to cause some problems full court. Conyores hands it off to Clanton, and he decides to bring it back out. He's like, we're in no rush. He's going to go at Lukovic. And he goes up and tries to score the reverse layup, but puts it over the rim. Stephen Putt drives in and was able to put it up off the glass ahead of Clanton. And we've got timeout. Again, here's Putt quickly. So Markopoulos wanted to talk about it.
Come back, play division together.
We need defense.
Hey, jump to the ball, don't allow any drive.
A lot of penetrators. Don't close out strong against an average shooter. Every rebound is the game.
23 points from McFadden.
First play, thumb 5. Okay, thumb 5. You start with the ball, you under the basket.
I'll tell you, McFadden tonight has been unreal. 7 of 9 from 3. He's making the pass here for the assist. He's got 4 assists. His efficiency rating right now is plus 27. And stunned looks on the faces of Partizan, but taking nothing away from PAOK. But this is not a full-strength Partizan team without the coach, without several players who are out ill. Koprivica, we talked about Vanja Marinkovic is out. William Hatcher is out. So Veličković is clearly not at 100% tonight. He's back out there trying to give something to the team. It's an 18-point lead on aggregate now for PAOK. Shot clock winding down, and Veličković gets his hand on it and disrupts it. And here he is making a defensive play. Now he's going to push it quickly, try to get something in transition, and he does. No! The traveling call has been made on the wing by the referee. It's a brave man, that's all I can say. Shanak doesn't like the call. You be the judge. Ooh. I'm not sure. Tough break. Tough call on Partizan. They need something like that to happen. I thought it was all right. But I would never make a good referee. McFadden, he's feeling it. He puts it up again. This time missed everything. 2:08 remaining here late in the third quarter. Partizan in real trouble. Look at that, 18 points off turnovers for PAOK, 10 for Partizan. Veličković again draws the foul, and he's got a couple of shots. He just makes things happen. I mean, you just got to really applaud him. He's taking responsibility. Veličković trying to carry Partizan as far as he can, but he's going to need some help. He's got the 3 fouls. Here's Frank Robinson coming back in. Adin Vrabats goes out. Still got the possibility of Javon Gordon, but Shanak hasn't gone to him now. Janis Panos has been sitting over there resting for all of the third quarter. He's a player that could really make a difference for PAOK with his length, especially, and athleticism. We haven't seen Margaritas in the second half. Vukovic back in the game. So Veličković misses the first one. So it's 62%. Oh, he misses both free throws. And a foul on Vukovic. Veličković missed a lot of games. He only played 9 regular season games. And he shot 88.9% from the free throw line. And he just missed a couple. It's been that kind of night for this team. He was 24 of 27 coming into this game at the charity stripe. He did not play in the first leg. Pass to Konjuris. Drives him back to Miljenovic. Takes his time, puts it up, and ball sits up on the rim and comes down. Now Veličković again has the ball. Remember, he had that transition bucket wiped away with the traveling call. Here he is. Goes up against Hryssikopoulos. And Hryssikopoulos blocks the shot. Veličković gets it back over to Andrić for 3. Good! Well, maybe that'll trigger something. Partizan, they'll never stop believing, they'll never stop fighting. And they're only down 15 points. They can make that up. PAOK have got to continue to execute. And the question is, can McFadden continue to have the hot hand? He's on the bench now, catching a breather. Hryssikopoulos puts up a 3. It's off the back of the rim. And Partizan with another chance. Well, a foul called, so free throws coming for the home team. Konjuris picks up his 3rd. McFadden is going to re-enter the contest. He just needed to get a quick blow. Adin Vrabats comes back in for Andrić. So Stefan PAOK at the line. He misses a free throw. And the looks tell you everything you need to know. Struggling at the line now, 21 of 30 at the line tonight as a team. 22 of 31. Panos inbounds it to Clanton. There's about a 8-second differential in the game clock and the shot clock, so Partizan could end up getting the ball back. McFadden shakes and bakes, gets inside, hands it off to Clanton. Pump fake over to Panos right at the line, tried to bank it in, I think. Bank wasn't open. Now Frank Robinson pushes it quickly, loses it, gets it back, over to PAOK, wide open 3, short, but Veličković is there for the follow. Look at him, look at him. You better believe it. He still believes they can do it. That's why you continue to play every possession, and Veličković gets an A+ tonight for effort. He cuts that deficit back to 14 in the game and 12 points on aggregate. Boy, that is just, you wonder if that is a warning sign for PAOK of what's about to happen have Partizan saved their best for last? Inspirational stuff from Velickovic. I mean, he is just 100% leader. This guy, he will play on one leg if he has to.
Okay. The other spread. Spread the court. Go. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
2 of 13 from 3 for Partizan. Maybe that's going to change. PAOK started to cool off a little bit there. He saw 12 of 27. They had been red hot. Partizan with 5 more turnovers there in the 4th quarter. For PAOK, you know what? They would have settled for this position before the game. Now they've got to show they can seal the deal. They can close down the shop. And if there's any team that can fight through the adversity of the illnesses, of the struggles that they've had in the first 3 quarters, it's a club like Partizan. And we're going to see now what this team is made of. Arin Vrabac, Velickovic, Pot, Frank Robinson, also Lukovic on the court. And a foul called. That is the second on McFadden. Lukovic fakes the handoff, goes inside, and earns a trip to the free throw line. And you can see how the approach of Velickovic seems to have rubbed off on Lukovic now. Look at this. He's like, I'm going to go. This thing isn't over by a long shot. Lukovic. Well, this is the free throw. Plenty of time. 9:44 to go. Oh, misses both. Margaritas and Velickovic getting tangled up there. The free throws and the three-point shots just not falling for Partizan. McFadden gets it to Seibert. Offensive foul called on Clanton. Moving screen. 3rd foul on him. Look at this. Oh, is that a good look? Is that a hex, perhaps? Is that the miracle that's coming? Robinson for 3. Good! Buckle them up, folks. We could be in for an interesting ride here over the final 9 minutes. It certainly looks that way. Jonas Penis. This, in my opinion, is probably the best team PAOK could put on the floor. And McFadden drives in, and Clanton picks up the garbage, puts it up and in. Velickovic drives in, loses control of it. Clanton not able to control it. They get it back to Velickovic. He drives in, misses, and this time, oh, and Clanton just fumbles the ball away. Crazy things starting to happen. And a kick. And the quarter is moving about as slow as it can move for PAOK coach Sulis Markopoulos. And Shanak even has to look right now that something special is about to happen. His team's trailing by 11 points on aggregate. Velickovic again attacks, puts it up. It's good! And the look of self-belief is there for everybody. Jonas Penis. I wonder what a Bears start Tenerife are thinking right now. Watching this. Frank Robinson gets in, knocks it away. He goes in. Oh, he misses the layup. And now Penis avoids Vrabac. Margaritas wide open off the back of the rim. Maybe took it a little quick. The game starting to open up. Velickovic for 3. Misses. Lukovic battles for the board. Oh, and the jump ball is called. And Lukovic and Markopoulos Look at that. Those guys are gassed. Lukovic doing a good job of getting in there. And while he came over the back at the end of it, before that he had his hands on it. So extra effort. Right now, the lead in single digits on aggregate, 9 points. .742 remaining. I don't need to tell you, this would be a very bad result for PAOK if they failed to qualify for the round of 16 after leading by as many points, 20 plus, in this game. Entry pass to Margaritas, pump fake, draws the foul. Their biggest lead in this game, PAOK, was 24 points, so that was a 22-point lead on aggregate. Well, that was a great pass from McFadden. Clock is not the enemy yet for Partizan. They just got to keep playing their game. Margaritas at the line makes the first. Margaritas had made 5 of his 8 free throws in the Basketball Champions League before tonight. And he has just made 2 very important ones. You know, the Partizan football team is here tonight, supporting their Partizan brothers. Sitting in the front row with Bob Euchre. And Velečković gets inside and scores again. How in the world? I mean, that is an incredible stat right there. 15 points for Velečković. I mean, it just takes your breath away because he's not fit. He's having to give it all, lay it all on the line. Andrić got the assist on that play. McFadden was fouled by Velečković, so that's number 4 on Velečković. Now McFadden being harassed. Andrić on him. Now Margaritas has it. He's got to hurry. He's going to put up a 3. Oh, he misses badly. Velečković, he's in the open floor. He gets it off to Vrabac. Arin Vrabac back to Velečković. They share it. Andrić goes in, misses the shot. And the Basketball Champions League's top rebounder, Clanton, comes down with the board. Panis over to Margaritas. He's not shy about putting the 3s up tonight. The crowd is into it. Robinson for 3. Misses, but Andrić puts it up and in. I'll tell you, it was, Berčević gets the offensive rebound and put back. And the aggregate lead now is just 7 points. And Andrić picks up his 3rd foul. And that was a good call. 5:52 remaining. Plenty of time for craziness. I'll tell you, after watching Dinamo Sassari last night, how they looked like they were headed out of the competition before a remarkable finish. Ended up winning their tie on aggregate against Ches Nymburk. Anything is possible. This is, of course, the Basketball Champions League. It's the playoff qualifier between Partizan and PAOK. And McFadden drives in and earns a trip to the line, fouled by Berčević. Now McFadden is at his free throw woes. And Berčević claiming he went straight up. Referee saying his momentum carried him into McFadden. And McFadden shooting less than 60% in the Basketball Champions League at the free throw line. Incredible when you consider what he's done tonight from three-point range. But he makes the first one, and it takes the lead back up to 8. And makes both of them. Back to 9 points. Boy, that was a big sequence there. 5.5 minutes remaining. Surely you got to give Veličković a touch. Here he is. Spins in the lane. Gets blocked by Clanton. Gets it back to Robinson. And traveling is the call on Robinson. The ball goes back over to PAOK. Good call, yep. He had already moved his pivot, and then he slid his foot that was planted. Veličković comes out. He's got to come out for a breather. Surely he'll be back in there soon. Majstorović is in the game. Pass to Clanton. Clanton goes up and puts it up and in. 11 points is the lead, and we're halfway through the 4th quarter. In fact, in this tie, we're halfway through the 8th quarter. Well, the penetration from Janis Panis set him up, and it's a tough call on Majstorović. Another foul. In fact, they've given the ball to Partizan. They've turned it right back over. And now Panis is going to fly in, and he's going to earn a trip to the line. I think that's it for Majstorović. Veličković appealing to the referee that Janis Panis traveled, but I think that's... Of course, he's saying that because the traveling call was made against him. So free throws coming. And you dig yourselves a hole it's awfully difficult to climb out of. Veličković has the 15 to lead him. Lukovic, limited minutes, has 9 rebounds. Robinson has a team-high 3 assists. Remember Partizan without Kozikic tonight, without William Hatcher, without Marinkovic, without Koprivica. Stomach flu sweeping through the Partizan team at the absolute worst time. And you have to say it's clearly impacted this Partizan team. And much of the magic of this Partizan team is obviously from the coach, Kozikic. So Panis at the line makes the first one. And with 4:42 remaining. And Partizan in trouble. It's interesting, colleague translating what was said by Shanak in the huddle as Veličković takes the 3. He was telling his guys, listen, the scoreboard says we're down 13, but remember, we're only down by 11 on aggregate. Of course, since that point, PAOK have come out and added to their lead. Now Seibert for 3. And Margaritas battles, but Adin Vrabac comes down with it. Looking for a way to the basket. Veličković obviously back out there now. He's going to drive hard. He's going to go in for the dunk, but he's going to be denied. Well, he's got the right approach, folks. You can't fault him for that. Just couldn't quite finish. McFadden. Yeah, what a play from McFadden and Janis Panis. And that takes the lead back up. Might have got a little bit of hand there, but the referee probably got it right. Now inside to Vircevic, and Claxton fouls Vircevic from behind. It's a 15-point lead on aggregate, 3.5 minutes remaining. Lukovic is coming back in. Velečkovic is out. Lukovic has it and goes up for the dunk. I'll tell you, whenever he plays, he does pretty well there. 7 points, 9 rebounds. And now Margaritas charges. Boy, you've really got to wonder why your point guard isn't bringing the ball up the floor there. Goes behind his back and straight into Vircevic. Soklas comes in, Margaritas comes out. I think he's gotten an earful for charging and not giving the ball up to his point guard. In any event, Stephen Paul. Andrić for 3, long. McFadden has it, and quickly up ahead to Seibert. And PAOK trying to get an easy one, but instead they've turned it over with just under 3 minutes remaining and up by 13 points on aggregate. Vircevic drives in, scores, gets it back to an 11-point game on aggregate. 15 in the second leg. Vircevic commits the foul. In the first game, Partizan came out and really got after PAOK from a physical standpoint, and PAOK had to really raise their game in that sense in the second half. Tonight, you'd have to say that PAOK had probably been the more physical team, at least establish themselves, but there's no substitute for hitting jump shots the way that PAOK were able to do tonight with McFadden. I mean, he just caught fire. The free throws are good by Janis Penos, who has shot the ball well tonight from the free throw line. A perfect 8 of 8. Foul called on Soklas. Well, Soulos Markopoulos, there were so many times this season when it didn't look like this PAOK team was gonna get out of the group, but they did. And now look at them. They are within touching distance, you'd have to say, with 2.5 minutes remaining, of a spot in the round of 16, but they've got to close this deal. We've been talking about it. This isn't a team that's going to go away. Partizan are going to play to the very end. Penos hands it off to McFadden, and Andrić fouls McFadden. Now, during the season, Partizan finished 8-6, PAOK 7-7. As you see, Andrić bumping McFadden. And McFadden back to his season form with that free throw. For whatever reason, he's made 3 or 4 tonight. A 12-point lead on aggregate for PAOK. Partizan need points, and they need them quickly. Paul almost turns it over. Vircevic drives in and dunks it, and he is fouled on the play. Sort of a delayed whistle, but it was the right call. And I'll tell you, it looked almost as if he hurt himself. The way he landed. Christopoulos was called for the foul. So that is his 4th foul. Nothing untoward there from Christopoulos. Well, this is a pretty, always dangerous to go up and foul a guy while he's in the air because, you know, he doesn't have his balance. Anyways, back to a 9-point deficit for Partizan. They need to get a steal and a turnover and an unsportsmanlike foul. Oh, wait, no, substitution is being made. No, unsportsmanlike. It was indeed on Bircevic. Presumably for holding a PAOK player. I'm not sure if we're going to see it again. Haven't seen Jamon Gordon getting minutes tonight. So Margaritas is going to go to the line and take it. And boy, that's a big play in the grand, you know, Partizan have no room for error here. And they've dodged a bullet here at the beginning with Margaritas missing the first one. Could be a very big free throw. He does rattle in the second one. Milicevic comes back in. The aggregate lead is 10 for PAOK. Bircevic, meanwhile, clearly upset. Lukovic tells him to sit down. He's got to get control of his emotions. He doesn't want to get another foul call. Another technical, perhaps. So he's got 4 fouls now, Bircevic. I would think they'd get him right back in there after he calms down. Ten on the shot clock. Soklas dribbling between his legs. Robinson diving for the ball. He gets it back. He hands it off through Veličković. Does get it to him. Look at them, they're scrapping, just trying to get anything they can. Veličković just takes what the defense gives and misses, but they hit the offensive glass, and they get the deficit back to 8 with 1:34 remaining. And Soklas, that is a bad turnover from your point guard. Vrabac, Adin Vrabac in the end was the one to tap it in.
4 corners. Okay, one guy inside the paint. 4 corners. Hey, you start playing. And like
See the foul trouble.
5. Do you remember 5?
So a little bit of Dean Smith action coming up here. 4 corners.
Here.
Well, he used to run at the University of North Carolina.
5. Go under the basket.
Of course, that was back in the days when they didn't have a shot clock in college basketball.
Do this move.
I could be wrong, but who is going to be handling? Will it be McFadden?
Box.
Looks like McFadden's not even in the game. No, he is in the game. Let's see if they come out in the 4 corners. Boy, that was a tremendous hustle play from Robinson, wasn't it? He dived. Just looked like he wasn't going to be able to get it, and then that last effort, he's able to get the ball, pass it to Veličković, who barely got hold of it, drove in, missed, but then Vrabac came back in and got the play. Now, so it is going to be McFadden who's got it, and now he's dribbling around in the 4 corners. Well, over to Seibert for 3, and Partizan have it. They're in a rush. They got to push it. Veličković drives in, puts it up, and scores with the left hand. How is he doing it, folks? It is beyond me. It is something celestial about it. I mean, something tonight. And now an offensive foul has been called on Jonas Paynes. The charge drawn by Pont. And incredibly, Partizan are knocking on the door. That crazy stuff that happens only in the Pioneer is starting to happen. PAOK not doing a good job of bringing the ball up the floor. Soklas comes out. Seems like Miljanovic might be a good player to have out there, except he struggles with his free throw shooting, and he could be a target for the fouls. But you know what? If Partizan knock in a three here, they're only down 3 on aggregate. PAOK over to Andrić. Now Velickovic. PAOK hands it off to Robinson. He drives in. Oh, he gets fouled. Almost had a three-point play opportunity. I'll tell you what, you just feel, looking at Partizan right now, they believe they're going to win the game. Clanton has just fouled out. Soklas is going to have to come back into the game. So you take your center out, you bring in a ball handler. And about the only good thing there is that Clanton put Robinson off of his shot, and he didn't get the three-point play. And now he has missed the first free throw, and boy, have they struggled at the line tonight. They're below, well, not really, 25 of 37. They're in the 60s, high 60s. It's about what you would expect. So it's a 5-point deficit now that Partizan are facing on aggregate, and Jordan Seibert has taken a shot to the face, it appears. He's going to come out. And you wonder if he's got, has he been hit in the nose, or has he been hit just above the mouth? Inadvertently, no doubt. You got to get the ball to your playmaker, and they do just get it in. And it's going to be Seibert, who has apparently, looks like he's been hit. So Robinson picks up the foul. You don't know how Seibert is feeling. Is he seeing stars? He hasn't attempted a free throw tonight. Coming into this game, he had hit 38 of 46 free throws in the Basketball Champions League, so that's good, 82%. But boy, he's got to compose himself. You can see a tear kind of falling down his face from his right eye. So clearly he took some type of shot. Takes the lead back to 6 points. Look at him. And he makes both. 50 seconds remaining. 7-point deficit on aggregate. Andrić doesn't hesitate, puts up a three! Gets it back to a 4-point game on aggregate. Now Seibert, the pressure from Partizan, they force the turnover. Almost threw it up and in. What a crazy finish here. McFadden dribbling around. Partizan were falling down, so they just threw it up. Now Velickovic reaches in, knocks it away. He's going to drive in all the way. He makes it. Unbelievable scenes. You have to see it to believe it. They have cut the aggregate deficit to just 2 points. Velickovic nowhere near 100%. He might be about 60, but he's playing 100% heart. You could not have a braver performance tonight.
Stop!
You play like one player. Always you are together.
Hey, 5 again. Okay, 5 again.
Well, it's just an incredible finish here, folks. PAOK have led by as many as 24 points in the game, 22 on aggregate. And here they are now. Their lead on aggregate is just 2 points after this basket from Novica Velickovic. The heart and the soul of Partizan has brought his team back. Of course, Andrić also hit that big three-pointer. Velickovic now with 19 points. An absolute inspiration for Serbian basketball. And he is guarding Panos, trying to inbound the ball. Now Margaritis is fouled by Frank Robinson with 23.1 seconds remaining. And it is the foul. The foul is called on Veličković. So there he is, folks. He's taken his team as far as he could, at least on the court. He has to exit. He has picked up his 5th foul, and he should get a standing ovation. Well, if it's an ovation, it's going to be standing because everybody's standing anyway. Soklas comes out, and these are massively important free throws from Margaritas. He just hit 1 of 2 at the line. And this is what he practices in the gym all those years. He's 4 of 6 at the line tonight. He takes his time, and he gets no love from the rim. Clanton is fouled out. Miljanovic has his free throw struggles. He's on the bench. Margaritas, if he makes this, it's a 3-point lead, but whatever happens, it's a 1-possession game, unless, of course, PAOK miss it and get the offensive rebound. He misses another one. And Seibert crashed the boards. So 2 huge misses from Margaritas. We're in the final 15 seconds. Partizan can perhaps win it on aggregate with a 3, or they can tie it with a 2. They get it to Andrić, Vrabac, 5, 4. It's ticking down, folks. What's going to happen? Seibert races in, knocks it away. PAOK have escaped. They have escaped. Incredible. They had all the time in the world at the end, Partizan, and they weren't able to get a shot. They have lost in the cruelest of fashion. And PAOK, who played so well for so long, very nearly gave it away at the end of the game. Of course, they very nearly had it taken away by Partizan, but they have won the game 82-78. They have won the game by 2 points on aggregate. It will be PAOK from Thessaloniki, Greece, that will advance to the round of 16 to face Iberostar Tenerife. Well, the 3-point shots dropped off for PAOK. They never really picked up for Partizan, but you can only say you feel tonight for Novica Veličković because he played like a champion, and you feel like really he deserved to take his team across the finish line. But PAOK, you also have to give credit them for coming away from home and winning a great game for them, although they did benefit from the fact that Džikić, the coach, was ill, and the fact that 3 players, including William Hatcher, including Vanja Marinkovic, and Koprivica. So this Partizan team, you can only be proud of them if you're a Partizan fan tonight. They weren't at full strength. Even the players they had weren't at full strength. They gave everything. And you just have to applaud the effort. Folks, this is the Basketball Champions League, and I got to tell you, it has been just an incredible thing to witness. And you can see that the Partizan fans, the PAOK fans, they get along, and they're applauding both teams for the effort, really. And again, you can't say enough about the fight back led by that man, Veličković, who, well and truly, even in defeat, could end up being the MVP for me. But McFadden with his 26 points, he hit the 7 of 10 from 3-point range, the 7 assists, and the plus 31 efficiency rating. Will probably take the honor as the MVP for this game. But Veličković is just an incredible, incredible performance. And it just goes to show what an example he is for Serbian basketball players. Plays all heart. Now, as we look back at some of the highlights, Partizan got into a lot of trouble. They trailed by as many as 24 points in the game, 22 points on aggregate. But this club is never, ever going to give up. They clawed the deficit all the way back to 2 points, and they had their opportunity right at the end after Miguelis Margaritas missed a couple of free throws. But PAOK, in the end, came up with a great defensive stand and prevented Partizan from getting a potential game-winning shot. So McFadden hitting one of his many three-pointers on the night. Remember, he was a midseason signing in the middle of the regular season for Soulos Markopoulos and PAOK, and he came out and really paid a huge dividend tonight, leading them to victory here, a narrow victory that has put them into the round of 16 against Iberostar Tenerife. So all I can say is, folks, it's been a lot of fun watching once again the Basketball Champions League. And that was part of the magic from Veličković right at the end of the third quarter, and that pretty much told you right there was going to be a comeback. Again, another look at that shot, one of the plays of the game. And then when you saw that, you also knew that something might be up. The good luck charm rubbing the Partizan badge. Veličković just kept attacking. He kept bringing his team back. Frank Robinson with that incredible hustle play, diving on the floor for the loose ball. And the foul that got McFadden to the free throw line, where he made a couple of very important free throws. You know, I don't know, if you're Iberostar Tenerife, are you glad that you're playing PAOK, or would you rather have played Partizan? I don't know. They'll just play who they've got. There's Veličković, and don't forget that traveling call he had called against him as well. That was 2 important points. Lukovic came out tonight and did pretty well. Had 7 points, 9 rebounds. That's 2 of his 7 points. Shanak, under very difficult circumstances, came out and was part of the magic. Berčević went up. He got the dunk. Now, Hristokopoulos took exception, or sorry, Andrich took exception to the foul, but it didn't look like Hristokopoulos did anything untoward. And that's kind of the forlorn looks of a season that has escaped Partizan here in the Basketball Champions League. Their adventure ends in the playoff qualifiers, whereas PAOK, who finished 7-7 in the regular season, have just gotten their biggest win of the season. They will play Iberostar Tenerife in the round of 16. Catch your breath, folks. Plenty more coming your way in the Basketball Champions League. Thanks for watching.